Mm-hmm.
Shall we do watch this, jerks?
Sure. I watched too much stuff,
Good.
honestly. Way too much stuff in the last 2 weeks. It's been, it's been, hey, speaking of bare naked
It's
ladies.
been the Jewish high holidays.
Yes. I watched, this was like right shortly after the last show we did. I watched Rebel Ridge, which is like the big movie on Netflix that apparently everyone's been watching.
So it has a 47% Rotten Tomatoes?
It might. It might.
Because
It
they're
wasn't
always bad.
And the only reason why I'm bringing it up is because of something that we talked about on the last show,
Mm-hmm.
where you talked about, because I do listen to you, where you talked about second screen viewing.
Okay.
So this movie is 2 hours and 10 minutes long.
It's 95% Rotten Tomatoes.
Yep.
What the fuck? Oh, I saw the trailer for this, I think.
Yeah. So this movie is 2 hours and 10 minutes long. It's about a retired Marine who drives into a small town. He gets pulled over by the police and hijinks ensue.
It's like, so it's Rambo.
It's like a First Blood. There's a little bit of First Blood. There's a little bit of Reacher. There's a little bit of, whatever. It's a little bit of social justice. It's, he's a big black guy and so obviously, and all the cops are white. So there's that whole part of it too. It's not a bad movie. It really isn't. It's not a bad movie at all. The problem with the movie is that it's 2 hours and 10 minutes because it wants to give you enough time to be able to look at your phone and peruse the internet and check your social medias and be able to like do two things at once without missing anything in the movie. So everything is stretched out or kind of repeated, or they do like the same beat again. So you're not missing anything when you stop paying attention for 5 minutes. You're like, oh yeah, I forgot I was watching this movie. Now, unlike me, who was sitting down and actually watching the movie, who didn't want that type of experience, it's a little distracting and somewhat annoying. But you're the one who brought it up on the last show, and I'm watching this movie, and I'm like, this is what Sheepy was talking about.
Right.
This movie was padded at least 30 minutes longer than it needs to be.
Because it's got to remind you what's happening in case you missed that, in case you weren't bright enough to pick up on what's happening.
Because they know people watching this are like doing other things while watching this.
Interesting.
Movie. And it would have been, this movie, I mean, it has a 95 on Rotten Tomatoes, but it would have been a 98 if they trimmed the fat on it and added a little bit more action scenes to it. I think it would have been a lot better.
I'll check it out.
The guy who stars in it, who's very handsome, charismatic fella, was just named the new Green Lantern. He was just cast as the new Green Lantern.
Nice.
So it's, yeah.
Their new Green Lantern movie?
The new Green Lantern TV show.
On Max?
On Max, called Lanterns. And he's
I
going
guess
to be
you're telling the truth.
He's going to be Jon Stewart.
Okay.
He's Jon Stewart on the new Green Lantern show.
All right. Well, a well-reviewed Netflix original movie. I mean, there's not too many of those. It's not that much action, or what? Like,
there's not as much as you would think there would be.
Okay, good. That's probably why it's good.
Yeah,
they get too stupid sometimes.
Sometimes, yeah. Like, there's that fine line. Like, I think it could have used one more action scene.
Okay.
But it's got Don Johnson as the bad cop and all that. So there's
he looked good in it. He looked like watchable. I would say, like, interesting. Mm-hmm. All right, cool. I'll watch
what
that.
Comes in at a brisk 1 hour and 32 minutes.
What's that?
The original Beetlejuice. That's what I watched.
Nice.
I watched that with the family because we were gearing up to watch Beetlejuice.
Mm-hmm.
And I forgot that like Beetlejuice is like in like 15 minutes of that.
Yeah,
that
he's
movie.
he's not
like barely in it at all.
Yeah.
Just,
all movies used to be 90 minutes back then.
Right. It's just like you come in and like the kids got done. It was like Beetlejuice wasn't in that very, very much because we went to the musical, right? And he's in the musical a lot more.
Right.
Yeah,
they made it special. Like when he appears, that's that was kind of the point of the movie. I think like it's
kind of, but like in your head, you're like thinking through and you're like remembering like in your head like all of these key Beetlejuice scenes, and then you remember like when you actually watch it again, it's like, oh, those all happened in like
5 minute running time
span.
Total.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like the whole point, though. It is.
It's cool. It makes it special.
Yeah, it's like, oh shit, Beetlejuice. They said his name 3 times. He's coming.
But wait, you guys didn't see the sequel, did you? Right? We didn't.
No, we had to see the first one before we could go see the sequel. So
I can't imagine that it's good.
I bet it's all right.
I heard people liked it. I want to say my daughter saw it. Don't quote me on that. I think she liked it.
I don't know. I want it to be good, but I feel like, can you really go back all these years and make it good? I don't know. It seems like it's really tall order.
Oh, that reminds me of another movie I watched.
What?
I watched the Casa Bonita documentary on Paramount Plus.
Yeah.
The Trey Parker from South Park, as you said, you can't go back to the past.
Right.
Trey Parker bought the Casa Bonita restaurant.
They both did together, right?
They did it together in Denver. But it was his favorite restaurant as a kid, and it was his dream to always own it. So when it was about to go out of business, he decided to save it from its demise and buy it so he could refurbish it and reopen it as his restaurant. He wanted to save it because it was his favorite place. It is pretty funny, especially if you know South Park and like the member berries and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
To see that he's just as much a sucker for that as
the people they make fun of on the show.
Yeah, as the people he makes fun of. So I mean, if anything, makes him seem a little bit more human.
Sure.
But it's an interesting documentary because, obviously they didn't really know what they were getting themselves into.
Right.
I also didn't realize that restaurant was the largest tourist attraction in Colorado during its peak. So, there's a lot of potential for it. And obviously they did buy it and all that fun stuff, but I don't want to spoil too much of it if you watch it.
I mean, it was in the news, I think, even before this. They spent so much fucking money that
that's
they'll
really
never
what it is.
make it back, I think, right?
They talked about what their original budget was.
Right.
And to say that they went over it would be such an understatement.
Right. They were not even in the same ballpark of what they thought it was going to be. And now it seems like, could they even ever make their money back?
I mean...
It seems impossible, right?
Yeah, I don't think it's impossible. Like I could see that, but I don't think they're gonna do it in like a year.
No. Right. I'll probably watch that because it's probably just entertaining watching those guys like freak out about shit. Like
it is interesting to watch them freak out about it. It's so interesting to see how seriously he takes it.
Sure.
And it's even like training the people that are like the entertainment. He went and did that personally.
Yeah.
He wrote all the scripts. So, and if you watch any of the South, he's very invested, but he's also very, he's very,
You can tell they care, like, because even like when the video games aren't that good, like they still write them. Like, it's not like they didn't put
he has
the time.
control issues, clearly.
Yeah. Well, it's good, I guess.
Yeah.
They don't have shitty stuff usually. All right, I might check. What was that? That's the I forgot. It's Casa My Love or something like that. Isn't that what it's called?
Yeah, you could just search it on Paramount.
Isn't it Casa Bonita Mi Amor?
Yeah, that's
something like that.
I translated for everybody's ship. Don't worry.
Thank you.
Yeah, you got it.
Mm-hmm. Pretty House My Love.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Windows is actually asking me how likely am I to recommend a Windows PC to others if asked.
Not if you keep popping up these messages while I'm doing my entertaining. 4.
Let me give them that feedback.
4.
Got it. I was in the middle of a podcast.
What the fuck?
Of a podcast when this review request came.
I can't believe we're stopping to.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah.
You should actually say you're manning the nuclear missiles and you're about to do some important maintenance, and this thing popped up, and now you launched one by accident.
Enjoy Armageddon.
Right, you bastards. All right, what else are we watching?
Are you caught up on The Penguin?
I am. That's a good show.
How are you liking The Penguin? That's the only reason why I put this on.
It's good. It's I could recommend that to anybody, especially even if you have no interest in Batman or anything. If you like a good mafia drama, then that's what this is. Really, I don't think it has any like comic.
Not really.
No, not really.
There's nothing you need to know. If you know things, then you get a little something, but not like, oh my God, you'd be so lost if you didn't know. You don't need to know anything. Here's my question for you, as someone who watches the show, and this is not a spoiler question, however you answer it for those listening. Is Oswald smart?
Yes.
It's a serious question.
Pretty smart. He seems.
Do you think he's like one step ahead of everyone on the show? Do you think he's in step with everyone in the show? Or do you think he's a step behind everyone?
He seems to be. I feel like his character is smart and he tries to plan stuff out. And when it falls through, he's quick on his feet to come up with something else. And that's sort of his character. And he's, he goes, wah, shing. And he's got his umbrella and he goes, no umbrella. He has a purple Maserati though.
He does, which is pretty funny.
Good.
Like that because it is that is sort of comic booky, like a Penguin Mobile kind of thing. Is pretty fun that they do that. Yeah, because
it's a good show. I'd say don't if you're not going to watch it because you're not interested in you're not interested in superhero things. It is really nothing in common with any of those superhero things.
I am very curious.
Tie into lanterns.
It's probably going to tie directly into lanterns.
There's a dark room once, and they light it with a lantern.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you should. Who's watching the new Matlock? That's what I want.
I watched the pilot. So here's the thing. It's getting to that point where my wife and I need new shows to watch. So we're kind of, you're doing that throw something against the wall to see if it sticks situation.
Yeah.
So we watched the pilot of Matlock.
Right. Who's Matlock now? It's a woman now. I forgot who it was.
Kathy Bates.
Kathy Bates, right.
And I've been seeing I've been seeing stuff about the show where it was always like, don't spoil the pilot. And I was like, what kind of spoiler could there be in the pilot of the Matlock reboot with Kathy Bates? So I'm like, do you want to watch? I'm like, what? No skin off our teeth. It's 40 minutes on streaming. We'll give it a shot. Which, by the way, I'll say this about a couple of the other TV show I watched on this. That's a network TV show. Those are brisk shows. There's no time to dwell because they're 45 minutes with commercial, when you're adding commercials to make it an hour. So these things move so much better than these second screen nonsense Netflix shows. Anyway.
I hear you.
Yeah. Anyway, there is a spoiler at the end of the Matlock pilot that literally took me for a surprise. Am I going to watch any of the other episodes? Probably not. But I did watch the pilot. It wasn't terrible, and it's not what you think it is. Which is what I thought was...
She has a talking car, right?
She has a talking car, and she hits turbo boost. And
her best friend's a talking pie.
And her best friend's a talking pie. Yep. And there's a guy with a mohawk. And
interesting.
Well,
I can't imagine what it is. I kind of want to I feel like I'm not going to watch it, so I may have to just look it up. Yeah. She has a penis?
Okay, let's take a vote. Well, we're going to take a vote.
Chip sounds like he's going to watch Matlock.
No, I'm not going to. I'm looking out for our listeners. I'm trying to decide if our listeners care.
That's what I'm saying. Do we think our listeners care about the spoiler in the pilot? Because again,
you just built it up to where they might care.
Maybe next week. Maybe we should table it for next week.
That's what I'm saying.
I can wait till next week.
I'll leave.
Come back next week for your Matlock spoilers.
Maybe I'll watch it even.
I can spoil what happens at the end of Matlock.
Okay, I'm going to watch it maybe so we can all enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
What else are you watching? I saw the trailer for this.
For Nobody Wants This. My wife watched the whole thing. I watched about half of it with her. For those who don't know, this is the what the hell is his name? Seth Cohen from the OC, Adam Brody, and Kristen Bell, and it's a rom-com sitcom where he's a rabbi and she's like an atheist podcaster, and they meet and they fall in love. And
when you say atheist podcaster, do you mean she podcasts about being an atheist?
No, she just podcast. I don't even know what her podcast is about. And I watched like 3 episodes where
because you're looking at your phone.
Probably. And it's just about, them, and it's cute and it's funny.
Right.
It is. It's light, cute, funny, rom-com-y stuff. It doesn't try to be anything more than what it is. And I think it succeeds in that. So if you're looking for like a deep, intelligent viewing experience, you're not going to get it.
I showed the trailer to Mrs. Chibi because I thought maybe we could watch it together, and she shut that down immediately.
Yeah, probably not.
She's
not
like,
clever
do you even
enough
know
for
me
her?
at all?
Yeah.
It looked funny though. I watched it. I mean, it looked cute and funny, just like you said.
It's cute and funny. So if that's not what you like, then.
Yep. All right. What's this next thing?
Next one is High Potential. That's ABC show. Oh God, what is her name? From Always Sunny, the pretty blonde from Always Sunny.
I think I can guess what this is about just from the title.
Okay, what's it about?
Okay, so She like solves either like some murders, she solves a mystery or missing persons or something.
Caitlin Olsen is her name, by the way. I felt bad that I didn't know.
She's good, but when she smokes weed, she gets like really smart and can like read minds.
No.
And she lives up to her high potential.
No, there is no weed smoking in this at all.
Oh, okay. She lives on a really tall, high floor in an apartment building.
No.
She's 9
Her
feet
last
tall.
name's High.
Nope. There's nothing about her being high or high things. It's just the name of the show. She has a high IQ. She's a genius. She has a photographic memory.
Oh.
But she also has OCD that goes along with it. So she really has never been able to keep a job or a stable relationship.
So Monk, but a woman?
Yeah, kind of like Monk. So she, she's working as a cleaner. She's cleaning the police department. She helps them solve a case. Then they make her a consultant. And it's a procedure. It's a crime of the week show. It's a crime of the week show. She's the Batman.
Right.
She's the smartest person.
Why'd you watch that?
Because we like those kind of shows.
Oh.
We about B-NATO?
Yeah. I like crime of the week shows.
Okay.
Yeah. And my wife and I really like it. It's really good. I hope it succeeds. It's cute.
I like my idea.
It's cute. It's
better.
fun. It was created by Drew Goddard, the guy who did the first season of Daredevil. You remember the good season of the Daredevil show?
Yeah.
I did not.
Yeah, he did. No. He did that. So he also did a lot of Lost and Alias and stuff like that. So it's interesting because this is lighter than his usual stuff. Not that there wasn't a guy shot in the stomach in the second episode, but you know what I mean. Or a guy thrown off a roof. We saw that too.
That's the high potential.
That's the high potential guy thrown off a roof.
Got it.
Right.
Yeah. No, it's an interesting show. It's cute. It's fun. I liked it. You follow along. You try to solve the mystery too. I like that kind of shit.
Nice.
Yeah, exactly. Like a monk.
Speaking of shit,
mm-hmm.
Rings of Power, the Lord of the Rings series on Amazon. They had their season finale last week.
How was that?
It was shit.
That bad or that good? That bad.
Man,
now,
I recommended
the
show.
The season, or is this the last season?
This is the third season. This is the
three.
We're on the third. I think this is the third season already. Third season or second season?
The final.
I think it was the second.
Second
season.
They
usually get
second
two
season.
Seasons and then they cancel.
No. They can't cancel. It's too much money. This is the second season, but there's already I think they've already made the third season. I don't know, but it's definitely the second season. I felt like the season was pretty good, but then the fucking finale guy was so dumb. It's just like laughing at the screen dumb. Like I don't want to spoil anything.
But
there's no hobbits in it because it takes place before the hobbits. There's hobbit-like people called I forgot.
Hobbits?
It's basically Proudfoot, or I don't know what they're called. Same idea though. But
Isn't
anyway,
that the dinosaur from the Land Before Time?
It's Harfoots. Thank you. Of course, Kurimanju would know.
I think so.
What was the joke that I just missed?
It's okay. You wouldn't get it anyway.
Probably not. Anyway, I feel bad
a Jeep thing.
It's a what?
Just keep going.
I don't know. I felt bad for recommending the show the whole season, and then the ending sucked. But what can you do? And it was long, and only the dwarves are good. The dwarves are cool. They did a good job.
I'm sure there'll be a third season.
They announced they spent $500 million on this show.
They announced the fourth season of Reacher this week, and the third season hasn't even come out yet. So
that show's a lot cheaper to make.
I'm sure it is.
The RoboCop show better be better than this. But
yeah, but will it be better than Reacher?
I don't know. Reacher's pretty good because he beats the shit out of people.
He does beat the shit out of people.
It's tough to beat that.
I know, it's always satisfying.
I also watched the season finale of Slow Horses, which was excellent. That show doesn't miss usually. Pretty much a really good spy thriller, and funny, but not a comedy. It's serious. You should watch that on Apple TV. A quick read this, jerks. Jason Schreier's new book just came out. The Play Nice: The Rise, Fall, and Future of Blizzard Entertainment. they sent me an early copy, but I also ordered it and it came today. So that's how I know it's out now. I haven't read it yet because I just got reading glasses. I'm old now and I can't see anymore. So we went to the mall and I got reading glasses and they're coming tomorrow in the mail. So I'm very excited. I have these, but they're not good. Look, how do I look on these? These are women.
It reminds me of when Homer Simpson puts on glasses, which is also always funny.
These I bought at TJ Maxx, and they're clearly for women, like old women, and they're way too small for me.
But can you read when you wear them? That's the question.
No, I can't because like they're really like I see a lot of frame in those glasses. Anyway, so I'm excited. I'm sure the book is great because all of his other books were great, and Blizzard sounds like pretty interesting. So that's called Play Nice. You should check that out.